have now the CHL playoffs starting this week, a week earlier than us. So we've got CHL playoff hockey. And what we're going to do today is we're going to give our predictions. We're going to talk about who we think is going to win. And let's not go into too much detail because there's a lot of fucking matchups, okay? So we'll go through, we'll pick our teams, who we think is going to win. And I've got all our picks loaded in here. So we'll start off in the NAJHL. And our first matchup here is Elmira, the first seed, versus the Wild. So the Jackals versus the Wild. This season, these two teams played each other 4 times and had a 2-2 record. Split the season series, which I was very surprised to see. We'll start here with RTC holding his video game controller in the picture that I have on the screen. One of my favorite screenshots that I've taken for our thumbnails. I appreciate that, RTC. The last week's full attention that you gave to the show. So that's that picture there. Who do you have? How many games, RTC?
I have the Jackals in 4. I know it's a surprising pick. I know they were only the top team, all season by a lot, it's just not going to go good for the Wild. I mean, Wild finished with 79 points, Jackals 113. This is the CHL is with this many teams, you're going to have an unbalance. When we, eventually get to the OHL, sure, we can, talk about the competition and everything. But all these other conferences or divisions or whatever you want to call them, they are completely unbalanced.
For sure. I agree with you. We talked about that a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
All right, Scarata, who do you have? How many games?
Yeah, hard to say anybody other than the Jackals. I'm going to give the Wild 1 game. I think they bullshit their way through 1 game and somehow find a way, but no.
Yes.
No upsets here.
The Wild would be happy with you to say, thanks for giving us a game. We appreciate that. Yeah. And your picture I chose here was from one of the thumbnails. You got a hockey game in the background. And I chose one, you got your good looks going. You got you got the pose going. Yeah. And there's also a Pepsi logo in the back, so I'm going to take that all day. And then myself, of course, I couldn't go without the one that I'm just drinking a beer out of my WJC trophy. I am going to agree with RTC. I don't think the Wild get a game in this one. Elmira is an unreal team. They've been good all season. I was very surprised to see that they did split. So I kind of like the 1 game, but we got to call some sweeps, and this is going to be one that I'm going to take for sure. Moving on to the next series here, we got the Portland Winterhawks. Another team that's been very, very good. This season, they played each other 4 times. Portland won the season series 3-1. RTC, who do you have in this one?
For what?
Portland and Erie.
Right. Yeah, no, my dog was sleeping. Portland 4. I've been on this Winterhawks team all season. I think that this is just going to be another bandwagon type, series. I think we're going to see a lot of sweeps in the CHL this first round.
There's good potential. There's good potential for that for sure. Strata?
Yeah, I'm not going to be as lenient with Erie. I'm also going to go with a Portland sweep. I think chicken legs and 8 are, they've been around forever. They know how to get it done. Give me Portland in 4 games.
I'm going to go 5. I'm going to go 5 games. Erie took 1 in the season. Maybe they can steal 1. Maybe they can steal 1 on the second night when they get the opportunity to put the lineups out that they want to put out. But this Portland team is really good. There's no doubt that they're going to win this series. All right, next series here, we got the 3rd seed and 6th seed. Another team that has been really playing around at the top of that league, and that's the Saginaw Spirit. They're playing the Seattle Thunderbirds. And this season, they have played each other probably 5 times actually this season. Saginaw won the season series 3-2. RTC, who do you have? How many games?
I have the Saginaw Spirit in 5. Sorry, I'm on a work call right now.
Okay, awesome. We've got the Saginaw Spirit in 5 for RTC. Scarata.
Yeah, I think this one goes the distance. I think it goes 7, but I'm gonna give the Spirit just the series, and I think I see two good teams that play good defense, and I think that's kind of what leads me to believe that this one's gonna be a little more hotly contested. But yeah, I think Spirit get it done, but it's not as easy as they expect it to be.
Okay, okay. All right. I'm gonna take Saginaw in 5. I think they will drop one game, but I just don't think Seattle's gonna have the team to push them to their limits. The Saginaw team's been gross all season long, so I'm gonna go with these guys. So far pretty boring. We're all on the same page here. We move on to the next series, the 4th seed and the 5th seed. And I just want to make sure that I've got this one right because yeah, it is. Okay, it's right. Okay. So the 4th seed being Victoriaville against the Oklahoma City Barons in 5th. Now, this season, these two teams played each other 5 times. And Oklahoma City won the season series 3-2. So 3-2 in this one for Oklahoma City. RTC, who do you have? How many games?
I'm gonna go with Victoriaville in 6 here. I think that we finally have an actual good series on our hands for the first part of this, and it's going to be a battle. Even though the numbers don't necessarily reflect it, it's an 8-point gap at the end of the season. Barons are hot. They're 8-2 going into this first round. They're playing really good hockey. Victoriaville is also 8-2. It's two teams that are hot meeting. It's going to be awesome to watch.
I think we have our first disagreement. Give give me the Barons. Give me the Barons in 6. I think it's that season series kind of alerted me to that quickly, and I think it's the way they got it done. I think there were a lot of one goal games in that, and we've said it for weeks. One goal games when we get to this point in the season are what matters, and I think the Barons just have enough to get it done. I don't think it goes 7. I think the Barons get it done in 6. Against the line matching grade, I think they're able to steal a game in there somewhere. So swing it in their favor.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah. So I'll take the Oklahoma City Barons in 6. I was going to take them in 5, but I like this team all season long, right? I really have. And I truly believe they do have a third line, and I think they'll drop games this round. And if they get the third line can steal one, then they could be shorter than 6. All right, we'll move on. We'll go over to the WHL round 1, and we're going to start with the Prince Albert Raiders and the Swift Current Broncos. Prince Albert Raiders are your number 1 seed. Swift Current is your 8th seed. And this season, these two teams played each other 5 times. Again, very surprised here as the Raiders won. Well, not that they won the season series, but it was a 3-2 season series for the Raiders. So that means Swift Current took 2 games. Who do you have in this one? RTC. What's that? He's got Prince Albert in 4. Prince Albert in 4. RTC, your mic kind of cutting out as you can start your conversation. So you just need to lengthen your sentences so that your mic finally picks you up. But Prince Albert, we got another sweep. So this is his third sweep called by RTC, and I love every second of this. Scarata, what do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, I think Prince Albert get it done. Not in a sweep. Give me them in 6 games. I think I look at the Broncos and I'm like, all right, well, they've done well in their last 10 games, 7-3 in those. They've played a lot of 1-goal games this season. They haven't quite gotten it done either. Um, Prince Albert, lots of goals, really good defense. I think it's just a little too much for the Broncos to continue that momentum. I think maybe they steal a game or two early in the series, but that momentum kind of quickly dies out.
Right on, right on. And I have Prince Albert in 5. So I think the Broncos will take 1, but I think that is all they're going to do. As I say that, I just need to make a little swap here, boys. I've got the matchups here. Looks like wrong. I just got to switch Kelowna and the Victoria Royals as we'll move on to the next series here. And that'll be the Prince George Cougars against the Victoria Royals. There we go. These two teams have played each other 5 times. Cougars took the season series 3-2 again. This is really interesting to me. Who do you have in this one? How many games? RTC.
Prince George Cougars in 5. They're hot right now. They're real hot. 8-1-1 headed into the first round. Not a bad time. I do think that, they're going to slip up once. Weird stuff's going to happen, but yeah, this should be pretty easy series, if you will, for the Cougars.
I like it. Now, as we move into your pick here, Scarata, and maybe this is why I made that mistake. I think you sent me the other team that I had in here. So just let us know who you have for this one.
Did I mess up? Oh, no. Did I mess up?
Who do you have?
Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm reading the right thing.
You had sent me Kelowna for your pick.
Yeah.
They're playing Victoria.
How on earth did that happen?
I don't know, but I made the same mistake when I created this, so I don't know if something
2
changed.
plays 7, right?
That's what it should be, and that's when I was looking at the standings, and that's what the standings show, don't they?
Yeah.
Can somebody tell me? Somebody needs to confirm if the CHL playoffs are
I
messed.
wonder if they had to be manually edited on either head-to-head or goals for.
Oh, is it
Because all
tied?
3 of those teams have the exact same record.
That's 100% what it is. So yeah, they would have had to manually change this one.
Got it. Okay.
Got you. Okay,
The
that makes way
Royals
more
now.
sense.
Okay.
So
We're gonna
different team
dissect
here.
this real quick.
Different team.
Okay.
And you can make whatever pick you want. I can make
Yeah,
it.
this is gonna mess up your graphic real quick, but I'm gonna have to take the Cougars against the Royals. I'm gonna
Cougars
give
against the
yeah,
Royals.
give me the Cougars in 6. I think defensively, Victoria's got it done. They've got it done in 1-goal games as well. 23 wins in that category. But yeah, the Cougars may just be a little bit too much.
I'm going to take the Cougars in 4. I think the Cougars are just going to sweep this one. I think they get this one done, over with, move on, move to the next. Top line goes 2 times, gets the wins. They move on, they move forward. I think the Cougars are going to sweep this one. Just give me 1 second. I'm going to overlap your pick there.
I kept the same number. I tried to make it easy for you.
That's all good, bro. There. I mean,
Okay, so now I gotta.
there we go. All right, next matchup here, we got the Lethbridge Hurricanes versus the Kelowna Rocket, and this is Scarata's favorite team here. Luckily, I think that we all have the same pick here. Who do you have here, RTC? How many games?
Lethbridge Hurricanes in 7.
Ooh, going the distance. We're going the distance with this one. I respect it. I like it. The 750K team with +1 with one big contract. Scarata, what do you got?
Yeah, give me God, give me Lethbridge in 5.
There it is.
I
5.
think they are rolling.
Now they're playing the Rockets, though. The Kelowna Rockets.
And they're playing the Rocket, who are also rolling, but I think defensively Lethbridge stands out to me a little bit more. That goal differential, +81. They are cooking in Lethbridge.
Yeah. And I've got Lethbridge in 6. Lethbridge in 6. So we all got different games here, at least. So that's kind of fun. Same team, different amount of games. I like that. The next one here is Red Deer and the Brandon Wheat Kings. This is your 4-5 seed. I don't think I actually just talked about it for Lethbridge, so we can take a look at that quickly and see what their season series was. Okay, Lethbridge swept the season series 5-0. So safe to say we've got a pretty good pick there, guys. Red Deer and Brandon met up 5 times this season. Red Deer won the season series 4-1. Who do you have in this one, RTC?
7?
Get the Wheat Kings in 7. The Wheat Kings in 7 as he cringes at that regular season record. But
Like,
playoffs are meant
eh,
to change
you know,
scenery.
my thing is like, for some reason, the Wheat Kings just seem to be one of those teams that, regardless of who owns them, they're just always there. And they
Yeah.
always just do some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Either they go super deep or they upset somebody or whatever. You know? I don't know. Is this another year for it? Could be.
Maybe. Scrata, who do you got?
Yeah, I got to go with Brandon here too. I think, that kind of to RTC's point, they just seem to be the team of destiny. Doesn't matter who takes them,
The
but they
team of destiny.
somehow find a way to get it done. Give me the Brandon Wheat Kings in 6.
In 6. Oh boy, here we go. I've got the Brandon Wheat Kings in 6 as well. There is just something about this team. Not a great week last week, boys. 4-4-2. Not a great week. Not a great leading into playoffs, but there's something about this team. All of us feel the same way by the looks of it. It's gonna go deep. It won't be a quick one. People don't necessarily like the pick in the chat right now, but that's okay. That is okay. They can prove us wrong when the series starts. All right, let's move over to the OHL, and then we'll go through the QMJHL, and then we will call it a day. Oh, we got one more thing to talk about after this, actually, really quickly, though, before we shut her down. All right, so OHL, first seed Guelph versus 8th seed Kingston. Kingston just getting in, I think, last week, or maybe they held on to their spot last week. We were really talking about these two teams. There was a big game that they had. Looks like they got the dub. They got it done. Season series, these guys played each other 5 times. Guelph won it 3-2 this season. Who do you have here, Mr. RTC? How many games?
Got the Storm taking this one in 5. I mean, just, this is going to be that conference. I think that, like, if you had to give me, like, I'll even go ahead and say, does the Mem Cup champ come out of the OHL with how competitive it is?
Maybe, right? It's so hard to tell who like the big teams are in this one, right? Because
absolutely.
so maybe. Right?
I
They don't
mean,
have as many points as the other leagues, but does that mean this one's just more competitive? Does it mean there's better, or it could be the complete opposite, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that this is just this whole league is going to be awesome.
I agree. All right. Scrata, who do you have?
I've got the Storm barely. 7 games is what it's going to take to defeat Kingston. I like the way Kingston kind of went about things. 7-3. They've kind of been in Game 7 mode for easily the last week and a half. I think a lot of that carries over, but I think Guelph with that goal scoring, 265 goals for that plus 60 goal differential is just a little bit too much for Kingston to handle and kind of overwhelm of what looks like a little bit of a mediocre defense.
Yeah, that's fair. I've got Guelph in 6, so I don't think it gets to 7. I think they get it done in 6, though. And I do think it's going to be a better series than what you think for a 1v8, right? And that's just because natural with the how tight this conference was for sure, and this league was, I guess, right? So, all right, moving on. 2nd seed versus 7th seed. We got the Kitchener Rangers and the Ottawa 67s. This season, the Ottawa 67s and Kitchener played each other 5 times, and Ottawa won the season series 4-1. Very interesting, especially if it's a 2v7 here. RTC, who do you have?
People rowdy. Going with the 67s in 6.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's got to be 6 or 7, right? With their name, you got to pick one of those numbers for sure. Taking the 7th seed. Here's your first major upset that we're calling. It's like based on the season series, buddy. Holy, not a bad pick at all, right? Scrata?
I'm going to follow suit. The Ottawa 67s get it done in 6 games.
Did you guys collaborate before doing this?
No. 5-game winning streak, 9-1 of their last 10, best defense in the OHL. There's just I think this is going to be a whoever comes out of this OHL is going to have to play really good defense because of how much of a bloodbath this league has been all season. You got to keep it tight. You got to keep it tight. You got to keep your team in it, especially when it's, tied or a 1-goal game going into those third periods. I think this is just what it's going to come down to. I think it's going to be defense winning you championships. That's got to be what's happening.
I've got Kitchener, and I've got Kitchener in 6. Screw you guys. I'm taking the 2nd seed, and I think they're going to get it done because they've battled just as hard as everybody else, and they are in that 2 spot. And they're going to make sure that they prove that they are in that 2 spot, and I think they get it done against this Ottawa 67s team. Next matchup, we've got the Windsor Spitfire and the Sioux Greyhounds playing each other. This season, these 2 teams played each other 5 times. Windsor came out on top 3-2. Very close games all season long. This is going to be a great series. RTC, what team do you have and how many games?
I got Windsor in 5.
Holy moly. Screw the season series, says RTC. We are going 5 games, getting it done. Windsor Spitfires moving on. Big pick. Big pick. I like it. Taking the higher seed there. And Mr. Scarata.
Yeah, I've got Windsor 2 and 6. I think it's just again, defense. I don't think either of these teams are playing great coming into playoffs.
Nope.
5-1-4 for the Greyhounds, 5-3-2 for Windsor. I think you kind of just at that point have to default back to, okay, how have you played over the season? And what's the precedent you've set as your team? And I think Windsor just edge in that category. Yeah, I've got Spitfires in 6.
I've got the Spitfires in 7. I think this one goes the distance. And I think the Windsor can put a good Game 7 lineup together. If and only if the managers allow to put the right people in the lineup. That is all. Moving on. The 4th and 5th seed. I still can't believe this team is the 4th seed with the amount of points that a couple of these guys have put up this season on this Bulldogs team. This season, these two teams have played each other 5 or 4 times. Hamilton won the season series 3-1, beating them in one of the games 13-6. So as much as these guys scored a lot of goals this season, they did allow a lot of goals as well, this Bulldogs team. But who do you have in this one, RTC?
Barry in 7.
That might be his craziest pick that I've seen. Barry in 7. Listen, I'm okay with Barry. I'm okay with the Barry pick. To pick them in 7, though, is absolutely insane. Because this Bulldogs game 7 lineup might be one of the best in the CHL. Yeah. I think. Now, again, they score a lot of goals, but they do allow a lot of goals, too. So, who knows? It's just me being very, confident about those guys, but who knows? Barry in 7. What do you got, Scrata?
I've got Hamilton in 6. The goal scoring is just off the charts with these guys. Best attack in the OHL. I think that will certainly get them through the first round. Time will tell to see who they get in the second round. Do they play better teams that can cause that top line problems?
Yeah, you're right. It's going to get a little bit tougher for these guys. I got them in 5. I think they just get it done. Just go out there, get it done. Throw your top lines out. Make sure they play 2 games. Get them done and over with. The only issue is if that top line drops a game, they're in trouble. That's all.
Yeah.
But I was surprised with this pick, RTC, just because you have brought up that scorer on their team so many times this season. What is it, J.E.?
Yeah. Oh, he killed it. But hold on.
No, you can't just do a but and then say hold on.
14-8-3 with 103 points. Obviously, the dude can score.
Lacks defense.
That's a lot of L's.
Lacks defense.
For 103 points, dude. That's crazy.
He's got that LG McDonald play style where he doesn't come back past half.
Or
the red line is like
has 95. Same record.
Yeah, they're.
I don't know,
goals,
dude. That game 7 line, yes, they can score, but like,
you got to score more than them. If you want to beat that game 7 line, you got to score 6 goals at least.
Yeah, I think at the same time you have to remember that that top line can only play 3 games in a series.
Yeah.
So, if Barry can steal 2-3 games against the second and third line, who knows where this goes?
But let's remember that top line's record isn't really that great.
Yeah.
So they're getting wins from the other lines.
Yeah.
But exciting matchups here. I think the OHL matchups are probably my most exciting for round 1.
Oh, yeah.
Competitive.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we're going to move to between the NAJHL and the QMJHL, the least competitive, minus the 4-5 one, I think, in this one. The Acadie Bathurst Titan versus the Gatineau Olympique. This season, these two teams have played each other 5 times, and the Titan have beat them 4-1, winning one of the games 11-0, which tells you there's a matchup there that is an easy win. Who do you have in this one, RTC, and how many games?
Titans in 4.
We got another sweep. Scrata?
You can pass the broom over here. Titan in 4.
Holy moly. Oh my gosh, guys, across the board. The Titan take this 1 in 4. Waste of time. Don't even show up, Gatineau. Unfortunately, hey, congrats on making playoffs, but if this is the team you got to play in the beginning, damn, that sucks. These guys are good, and they have been good all season long, and that's why they're in the first seed.
Yeah, the The Olympics can go ahead and pack the golf clubs along with the hockey sticks and the team bus.
PGA, baby. PGA. What's like
11 goal differential, 7-2-1 in last 10. Titan or your
106 points for the Titan, 79 points for the Olympic.
Yeah.
The gap's there, guys. Like, it's just unfortunate for them, but hey, you made
Mind
it.
the gap.
You made it. Yeah. All right, second seed. Voyagers versus the Saguenines. This season, they played each other 5 times. And Drummondville took this one 4-1. No crazy blowouts. 4-1, though. Who do you have in this one, RTC? How many games?
I have Drummondville in 4.
Drummondville in 4. Another sweep. The broom is active at the moment. Call RTC for any cleaning purposes because he's got tons of brooms to give out. Scrata, do you agree with RTC or are you changing it up a little bit here?
Yeah, whatever broom he's using, I'm gonna need to borrow one of those for this series as well.
Holy.
Drummondville in 4.
The boys. The boys getting the brooms out like they're playing a game of fucking Quidditch. Let's go. Unfortunately, I'm not in this game. I'm gonna take a breather here, and we're gonna go 5. I think Saguenines are gonna take 1 game here, but I do believe Drummondville is gonna win this one. So, and I think they do it with ease, but I think they'll drop one. I think they drop one here. All right, 3rd seed versus 6th seed. We've got the Quebec Ramparts versus the Rimouski Oceanic. Let's go take a look and see how their season series went. 5 games against each other. Quebec won it 3-2. Season series, all extremely close games. Who do you have in this one, RTC? And how many games?
I got Quebec in 4.
I don't even think he looked at us or tried in these picks. He's just continuously throwing the number 4 out there. It was just easier to type in, right? 4.
Just natural for my finger.
4.
Just kept hitting it.
So QMJHL has been confirmed by RTC, not the closest round 1. That's for sure. Now it's really interesting to see if if RTC's got a partner in his final Quidditch game here or not. Scarata, who do you have? How many games?
I'm going to stay in the stands on this one. I've got Rimouski.
Whoa.
In 7 games.
7 games.
7 games. Quebec don't come into this one great. 4-4-2 in their last 10. And I almost think that they've seen themselves at 103 points so far ahead of the rest of the pack. Obviously, they were, dealing with everybody around them that's on 100 points. You go 4-4-2 your last week. That's not playing like a 100-point team. It's playing like an 80 or a 90-point team. I think Rimouski might have a little something to say about that. So
All right,
we'll see.
all right. I like it. I like the call of the upset. Not enough for me not to take them. I'm going to take Quebec in 5. I will take Quebec in 5 games. I think they get it done. They're going to forget about last week, buddy. They're already working on figuring out what they're going to do for playoffs. Who cares? It was a lock last week. Yeah, I think Quebec takes this one, no problem. Now, this next one, I think it's actually going to be a pretty good series, but the season series would say different. These 2 teams, the Armada and Moncton Wildcats, play each other 5 times. Armada won the season series by RTC's favorite standard, swept 5-0 this season. Armada won against the Wildcats. Somebody in the chat here, Daniel Hockey, says Armada in 3, they're going to make them fold. Now, none of these games were blowouts. It was all pretty close this season. So, I don't think it's going to be 5-0. Do you, RTC? 4-0? See what you got. You got a pretty good streak going here. Who do you have? How many games?
I got Moncton in 7.
7 games and
Yeah,
Moncton.
That
I
might
think
have
it's
been a
going to be a
typo.
battle.
Might have been a typo. The 7 is just above the 4 on the numpad,
Yeah.
and so he may have misclicked that. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I think this is going to be a pretty decent series, but I would say if it goes 7, that Armada top line is dangerous. So, but I like it. I like the 7 games, the game 7s you're calling are like the big points guys. You think they just can't get it done in a game 7, and I love that. They just crumble under pressure. And I actually truly do like that pick. Scrata, where are you on this one?
Yeah, I've got the Armada in this one. Uh, Give me them in 6 games. I think if both teams right on par with each other in goal differential, separated by 1, 84 to 83. But for very different reasons. It seems like this is going to be, another game of unstoppable force against immovable object. 295 goals from the Wildcats, but 184 allowed by the Armada. I'm
Okay.
looking at I'm looking at the defense, and I think if you can frustrate some of those forwards, just not allow high quality chances, and just like that, I think you take this series in 6.
Yeah. I like your pick. I've got them in 6 as well. So I like it so much, I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to go 6. Armada is very good. That Roundsy guy has been absolutely buzzing since he's moved to that team. Like if I go take a quick gander at him, like I don't know if he's lost a game with them. Maybe he has. Um, but anyways, okay. So those are our picks. Those are all our CHL round 1 picks. There's a ton of teams, a ton of matchups. And unfortunately, like I agree, right? Like this isn't going to get really good until probably your second and maybe even third round, to be honest, in a couple of these leagues. OHL will be pretty competitive all the way through, but your Q and your NHAHL for sure, it's round 2. It's round 2 where you're going to get some fun, right? So
Yeah.
look forward to seeing that. We will follow along with it this week, though, and see what happens. But that's our CHL predictions.